I'll just show you as we go.
My name means nothing. My heritage is worthless. My father's work and my forefathers' toil could not purchase redemption, for our curse was to work the soil. All of our days and waste all of our nights, though some chose to go against the grain, some chose to fight. In a world with governments, there will always be rebellions, and democratic votes don't work when there's demonic hosts and most of the folks voting. Please excuse me because my throat's choking. I often wonder what's in these cigarettes that I'm smoking, and I laugh when they say that drug dealers are evil because of the fact that they're supplying substances that kill people. Yet the government keeps cigarettes legal. So what's the difference if I sold weed? Where is the moral dilemma in being an off-license assistant? You're still supplying fiends with a daily dose of nicotine, so don't tell me I'm chatting bollocks. Sitting by the till all day watching alcoholics, selling their big issues with one thing in mind, and that's their bottle of V&J at the end of the night. And who am I kidding with V&J? It's more like a bottle of white lightning. It's quite frightening, I must admit. Excuse my French, but this city life is just some fucked up shit. Forget selling big issues, I'd rather tell you the issues. I don't approve of your shit views, you've misused your authority. And the funniest thing is that our suppressors are the minority. We're just wrapped up within that hypocrisy. TV shows turn your life into a mockery. Every night you become your TV's property. I often wonder if people think properly. I don't care about your fashions and I don't care who copies me. I just hope you listen and one day find the key to your prison. But until then, here's a little poem I've written. But before you start to listen to this lyrical christening, please stop on your petty chatting and bickering and keep your fingers from fidgeting. My flows to make light bulbs start flickering and blood cells thicken in an instant. Hell seems closer than distant. We are already hell-bound, so we don't need no assistance. Governmental systems encoded with 666, while the streets are full of voluntary pigs and sick little snitches. I just see it for what it is on the streets of where I live, and the police, they just target the kids and call us problems. It's like if you're poor, you're just seen as a goblin and automatically branded as a thief who's out robbing. You see, the police, they love their jobs, protecting crime and fighting people. Hitler and Stalin's turned Bush and Blair in these times of evil. It's a nice little trick with a poisonous stick that's dipped in treacle. I'm being haunted by the Grim Reaper, cause he said I sin and he's the sin keeper. He said heaven and hell, I said I'm going neither. Or at least at this moment it's like they've unleashed a proponent, but I'll explode him, uphold him, and put an end to his motive and fucking track down the shoulders and strap bolsters in these flying Vulcans. You see, I'm sick of snitches lying, and I'm sick of snitches talking. Innocents locked up while the snitches are walking. It's like, welcome to civilization. Our planet is currently placed on a specific location, on an axis. Soon, all vehicles will be planted with satellite navigation so they can track us. We asked for a king, and then he taxed us. I look at everything from different angles, cause having tunnel vision only ends you up in tangles. Let me fill you in on how the plan goes. I've got a band of foes, cause I've shouted rebellion in every home, so every man shall know. But don't get it twisted, cause we are not really the rebels. They are the ones that rebelled and started to worship the devils. You see, the thought of world peace is delightful, but a world run by the UN is more frightful than any word expressed through a pen. And TV stands for truth vaporizer. They pollute your eyes with lies until you're either brainwashed or hyper. It's like your brain squashed inside you, thinking thoughts of a satanic origin. From Catholic priests down to Masonic orangemen, evil's flourishing on the streets like a hurricane, while the police are sat in the helicopters and aeroplanes, just looking for trouble. There's a war brewing, I can smell it cooking, it's trouble. It's like, hello and good evening. The temperature outside is several below freezing, and I'm breathing in toxic air with no reasoning. The season's been bland, like lamb with no seasoning. I'm feeling deprived, like man's flanges got plans for leaving him. He wonders if he died, would people even be bothered to be grieving him? Or were the people that said they believed in him just deceiving him, just to be pleasing him? He cussed the disease in him rather than trust his reasoning. Sluts appeasing him, so he puts the green in him. His eyes are mellow, and his thoughts are leaving him. He feels worthless and his mind agrees with him, and time isn't healing him. poetry is his only release. He says his rhymes are relieving him, and people can see the signs. There's no doubt we believe in him. What he says he believes, and what he believes he perceives in him. He believes that the planet's formation is equal to the eve of men, and he believes that evil is spread with the seed of them until men's own dreams have been seized from them. Then they're left hopeless, with not a single drop of concentration that's left to focus. Like the destruction of a great nation that has been plagued by flames and then locusts. I've never heard of a vacation. It's been more like vacate the premises without further notice. What I've learned from the world is that the world is explosive. So I am not here to unite the cultures and wear a multicolored coat like Joseph. I cause division. I place my pen upon the shores and split the oceans like Moses. I believe each country has its own secret motives in controlling these universal soldiers. My thoughts are becoming unbearable, like I'm holding scalding hot boulders in top of my head in a pit full of swollen cobras. Below are the roaches and above are the vultures. I'm feeling trapped like a wounded animal encircled by poachers. The end feels close to us. So raise your glasses and have a toast to us. Toast to the ghost of us. Most of us boasted with the best of the both of us. But test the devotedness and see the results it gets. Confidence catapults the kids, monstrousness to monstrous proportions. His capabilities are launched forward with the power of 4,000 horses. More destruction is caused than 4 warring forces. Heads are laying the floors removed from the sources. Mountains of corpses from the bloody wars that have haunted its warriors' thoughts since the first torches. So send blessings to the cursed sorceress who speaks forth to us and tell us she receives nothing but remorse from us, for her magic is vile and it is coarse to us. I am set on course to thus smash this political regime to dust. I will wipe the slate clean like Mr. Muscle with one flush, cause my troops are bulletproof like monks that won't budge. I've cut deep to the roots, ripped thy trunks and seen beneath was just sludge. And I did the same to the scene. I ripped these MCs until I seen they were mugs. Most of them are square crackers that just seem to be thugs, following fashions, wearing a pair of sunglasses, earrings, a man bag and a pair of some Uggs. I mean, this is England. I thought it was America that had the Crips and the Bloods. But as usual, they've just shipped their bullshit to us. Just give a hopeless kid a full clip to bus and just see what he does. Just look around at the world and see what machinery does. Human beings are not becoming easy to love. No, in fact, it's quite the opposite. Because the evil in people, yeah, I'm seeing lots of it, to the point in which my brain is losing the plot with it. Tick-tock and there's no stop to it. There's no lock to pick, it's like a pit, a brick wall. But I'm desperate for survival. So I'm beaten unconscious and thrown into the cesspits of the Bible. Desperate for survival, I call out quotes from the Bible. And this was the revelation of St. John, the lonesome disciple. Thank you.